start. The problem was I wouldn't stick to it. I would do it for a month, I would do it for a month and a half, and then I'd be like, my knee's hurting, so I'm just gonna stop. And then of course, so I've done my MBA from Symbiosis in marketing and finance. So that happens. You always have a project, you always have a deadline. Then I immediately got picked up by Standard Chartered Bank as a banker. So I moved to Mumbai from Poha, so I always had a ready excuse not to get out. I know I have to do something, but I wouldn't do it, and that would really bother me from within. So I used to be really irritable. Shopping was a pain. Gosh, I hated going shopping because everything I wanted to pick up, I would not fit into it, and that would just superly upset me. So I was like my sister refused to go shopping with me. I did a few 10Ks, and I got pretty bored of it. So I'm like, what do you do next? Let's do 15K. First 15K destruction. It was a sufferfest. I did not want to run a meter more again. I did my first, it was a very short one where you had to swim 800 meters in a pool, then you had to cycle some 10 kilometers and run for 5. I did that. I was like, I don't love this sport. You get to the 3 sports, you're doing one sport. I love it, I'm going to do this. Then I did another race, the MII one in Pune again, another triathlon. So I pushed myself to do so I did in this one you had an amateur level, and in this one I did the sprint, which was slightly more. So on a serious note, I'm not that bad. I had 5 people as well, and I stood 3rd. So I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. And that's where I met Dr. Patwardhan Park, who is my coach. And so by then I was still toying with this idea. So when I realized that I absolutely love this, so then obviously it became for me, it happened very organically that I was feeling so good about myself, and I just wanted to keep nudging myself to do a little more. So I'm like, okay, what is the ultimate challenge in an Ironman? I'm not counting the Ultramans, but what is the ultimate challenge in triathlons? In 2016, I'm going to aim for a full. I didn't know where I'm going to do it, how I'm going to do it, didn't even own a cycle. But I'm like, I'm going to do it and we'll figure it out. I got in touch with Kaustubh, started my training, everything. So, like I told you, in my past, I'm not really stuck to anything because I always had oh, my knee is hurting, or my bum is hurting, or this is hurting, that is hurting. But this time I stuck around. So my family and friends saw my passion. So on my birthday, they all pulled in and bought me a cycle. So I was very happy. I got my first cycle, which fit my size. First bike ride, I go, I fall, I break my hand.
What about the training? How did you begin the training for the marathon and this and that?
So see, I was constantly training, right? Because for something or the other, I was training for a half marathon, and even when I decided I'm going to do the full Ironman, I put up these small, 2015 SEMM, the Mumbai Marathon, the full Mumbai Marathon was my first small goal. Then there were races, so I would train towards a race. And so Kaustubh would design my schedule in such a way, because I also have a full-time job. So I had to manage that as well, right? So my training would be, obviously in 2014 I didn't start for 2016 Ironman. It was for smaller reasons. So I am a big believer of baby steps. You have a big goal, but then you put these small goals in between which help you achieve that goal. Weekdays would be 1 to 2 hours and sometimes a little more. And my weekends would be the major chunk. So Saturday would be 5 to 6 hours, and Sunday would be again 4 hours. Till the 50th kilometer on my biking, I was doing really well. I was doing a average pace of 30 kilometers per hour. So I was very happy. I was well within the cutoff, and I started getting cramps. Okay, and I started getting such terrible cramps. And these are not just any cramps; these are menstrual cramps. So and it was unexpected. They just came the day, and I was not expecting them. So most women will know how painful that is. So it started hurting, and I started getting back cramps and tummy cramps. And you're in an aero bike like this, right? So you can't sit up because your back is hurting. You can't bend down because your tummy is hurting. I was crying at the 80th kilometer. I thought that this is it. This is not my day. You have bad days. This is my bad day. My race is over. Because I dropped down to 23 kilometers per hour. I would have not finished the race at that speed. But I think when you want something so bad and you've invested 2 years into it, you don't let anything come in your way. So I was like, fine, we'll race with cramps.
So I just like mentally psyched myself out at the 80th kilometer that I have 100 kilometers more to go. Let's break them down into 10s. 10s तो आराम से हो जाएगा. 10s तो training में आंख बंद करके कर लेते हैं, right? So it was, and every 10 kilometers they would have a board saying this much to go, this much to go, this much to go. So I just broke it down in my head, and your mind is amazing. Like I psyched myself into thinking that I just have to do 10 kilometers 10 times, and it suddenly became just so much easier. So I finished the biking leg, and when I got off the saddle, I was like feeling good about myself. So I was like, yeah, biking is done, and running is, I knew I'll finish the race if I get on to my running, if I can finish my biking. Biking was my scary leg. So I started, like I got back, I changed into my running gear. I started running and I was feeling good, getting off the saddle, cramps had subsided. 100 meters my cramps were back, and I was like, clearly these cramps are going nowhere. So what I did is, I was like, fine. I was cringing in pain, but what I did was from aid station to aid station, which was roughly a kilometer and a half apart, I just ran in pain, cringing, like you know, my fists were clenched like this, and I was running. I'm an Ironman and I'm supposed to look a certain way, but I feel like an Ironman from within, so I don't really care. And this is what, like I said, like back then when I probably didn't look a lot different, which I was actually, you know, I was like two of me put together, but I felt a lot different, and I feel a lot different now. Now I think I can, like, you know, if I put my mind to something, I can do it. And I think that's the best feeling. So it's just about just trying new things and doing interesting things, and it just changes you as a person.
Subscribe to our channel for event updates on fitness, outdoor and adventure activities.